Good evening, everyone. This is VE7QH, and tonight I am in a hotel room in Vancouver. I'm out on a work trip from my normal QTH, and any time I travel, I carry this HF station with me, and this VHF radio as well. My ICOM IC V80 handheld. This is the kit that travels everywhere with me. Just because of how small and compact it is, it works really well. So we'll start over here. Chameleon MPass light antenna with the vertical whip, wire element in case I want to run it as an inverted V, and the 4:1 matching unit down here, and the spike mount. In the event I can't run the spike mount, like what happened to me last night when I went out to a park, ground was frozen. So I elected to set up this vice grip mount, and this allows me to run the antenna through this bracket, and then I just clamp the vice grip to something, so I can run the vice grips like this or like this. It's literally just an L bracket welded to a pair of vice grips, but a friend gave it to me and it's been so useful that I carry it with me. Over here is the star of the show, Elecraft KX2 kit. One of my many HF kits that I now have, but this is the one that travels with me because of how small it is. So you can see everything fits into this lunchbox size bag. First off, we have the radio, Elecraft KX2. So in here, in this nice protective pocket, MH3 microphone for running a single sideband. The microphone may or may not be in the kit. I sometimes just don't carry it. I'm mainly a CW operator, so you can tell by this straight key that I run. 1950s era Royal Canadian Air Force Morse code key made by Wilson. You can tell it's Air Force instead of Army because they painted it blue. I believe the Army ones were painted black. So there's very limited information online, but from what I can dig up, this is an RCAF key from around the 50s. The Elecraft KX2 internal battery that you can run as an external battery as well. So I keep it out of the radio just because it can move around a bit and I don't want it to damage anything internally. In here is where all the accessories are that I need to get on the air. Starting off with the most important piece, which is coax. 25 feet of RG8 coax, and I run RG8 coax because it doesn't tangle as easily as stuff like RG58. You're not getting much of a performance gain, but for setup and takedown, a little bit thicker cable makes it easier to pack up and take with you. It doesn't tangle as easily. Down here I have the cable I need to run my Morse code key. It can either run off of my CW Morse double paddle here. This is my backup paddle to my key. If I can't set the key down on something to properly key something, then I can hold these paddles in my hand and just like this, and send it with the other hand. So it allows, because parks aren't a controlled environment, you never know where you're going to end up setting up. So having that ability to either run a straight key, which I prefer, or running the paddles if I have to. Also got the power cable for the KX2 for running an external battery. Or is it this right here? This is where all my adapters are, as well as my headphones. So you can see I've got my earbuds here for if I want to run those, which I don't tend to do, but I have on occasion. BNC binding post for using the tuner to run your own random wire. Useful if something goes wrong with your antenna. PL259 to BNC female adapter. I haven't actually used this yet, but I have it. BNC male to SO239 adapter. I've used it on occasion. I don't like these adapters because it puts a lot of weight on the antenna terminal of the radio. Instead, I prefer to run this adapter here, BNC male to PL259, and then to run that cable into my regular coax, I just need an SO239 to SO239 barrel adapter, which I just run in between the two chunks of coax to plug them together. So yeah, that's a brief overview of the Parks on the Air kit. Works quite well. I'm really happy with it. Next step is to get a smaller wire antenna for that I can keep in the kit full time. But otherwise, without an antenna, this kit has everything I need to get on the air. So let me know if you have any questions about it, and I'd be happy to address it in the comments. 7-3, everyone.